All right, meanwhile, live look here. We'll show you, no live look, I believe, but New Orleans, Louisiana, you consider that the Big Easy, you think of Bourbon Street, you think of the hand grenades, you think of the casino, and of course the beignets. And the wonderful food culture down there. The state's Lieutenant Governor, Billy Nungesser, joining us live. Lieutenant Governor, good to see you again. It's great to have you on. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. I wanted to talk about your trip to Australia, believe it or not. Big announcement there. Before we get to that, for the viewers, you lead Louisiana Department of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. There was a campaign tourism video that was released. I want to show a little clip of that. Here's that. It already makes me miss Louisiana. I used to work at the NBC affiliate down there in New Orleans for several years down there. I think you and I worked together at some point on a few things here. And as you know, New Orleans has always been a travel destination for millions of Americans. Can you talk to us about how you are focused here now, not just on American travel, but international travelers specifically, Lieutenant Governor?
Right. International market is big for Louisiana because of the history, the culture, and, of course, the food. And Australia is a long way to go. But those Australians, they come to America, they stay longer, they spend more money, and they are bound to see more than just one city or town. They see many places in the states they travel to. And surely our best asset is going over there with our seafood, our music, and our people, and showing them how passionate we are about Louisiana and getting them excited about coming to Louisiana.
Well, you're going to have to show them how to eat crawfish as well. Now, that's difficult.
That is, one at a time, and you don't eat the whole shell. That's something that takes a little teaching.
It does, and that's something that you'll be able to do. If you could talk about that, you mentioned Australia, gearing up for this trip to promote the state as a vacation destination, and anyone that's been there would recommend it. There's so much to experience there. But the interesting part, this is a part of a federal grant to explore new international markets. Can you tell us about this grant? How did Louisiana receive this federal grant?
Well, I think over the last several years before COVID, in 2019, over 53 million visitors visited little old Louisiana, left behind $1.9 billion in taxes. That's a huge amount of visitors for Louisiana, such a small state. And I think the international trade looked at who could best open their doors to the world and get more international visitors. And we received $300,000 a year for the next 3 years for new international markets to lure people to Louisiana. And we think it'll be a draw, and they'll see other states while they're here. And we were real excited to receive that grant and exploring new international markets and inviting them to Louisiana and showing them what a good time we can show them here in our state.
You absolutely will. It's a marathon, not a sprint, if you visit that area, specifically there in New Orleans. What a good time. I miss it now just talking to you about it. Look, I wanted to close with this. If I could get your comment on the NAACP Louisiana State Conference. I know that you've seen this. They're requesting a national travel advisory, citing this, quote, disconcerting trend of policies that marginalize specific groups, including African Americans, members of the LGBTQ+ community, immigrants, and those who exercise their right to free speech. Again, reported there by NOLA.com. Can you respond to that, Lieutenant Governor?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Travel is a fun thing, and we ought to leave politics out of wanting people to go anywhere. The people it affects, if they do ban coming to Louisiana, those people that work in the industry, over 250,000 families rely on the hospitality industry to make a living. And those are the people it will hurt. And so any kind of ban or wanting to stay away because of politics or policies is not fair to the people that make their living and the people that work hard to promote their state and their cities, because it is big business. Before COVID, tourism was the 4th biggest industry in Louisiana. We slipped to number 5, but we'll be back there soon. And those kind of statements are not something that helps promote any state or city. And we need to leave the politics out of tourism.
I think that is one of the major points right there. In again, living in that city, is the majority of these restaurants, these businesses, they are local owned. If you urge people not to visit, you are hurting them as well in a major way. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser of Louisiana, always good to see you, sir. Thank you.
Come see us.
I will.